All right, y'all. I am gonna have you ride on my head for a little while. So what I've been doing is chores. I was going to do the composters. I bought all the parts I needed, but then I looked over there at that wood rack and I saw how empty it was. So now you can see it is full. And then I unstacked the rounds from in front of that little thing. I'm gonna stop. I'm not unloading that, but I'm going to unload it in the next week or so. Try and take as much as I took some of that small stuff to the shop because I don't really have any much small stuff in there to burn. And I took some of this medium stuff, and I'm taking the real long, big stuff. This is the bambuchas. So I'm taking all the long ones because I had an incident with a long one in the house. Put it in the stove and it didn't fit. So I had to carry it out flaming into the yard, threw it out in the yard, into the snow and the ice, only to come out the next morning and find the log smoldering away. I swear, man, I'm like the fireman. Anything I touch burns, it just keeps burning and burning. That log burnt for, out in the yard, burnt for like a day and a half. Actually, transparency, it burned until I went over there and peed on it and put it out. So, oops, sorry guys, bumped you. All right, so what I'm doing, taking all the long stuff and taking all this junk. This is all the leftover stuff from the from up there in the field. So the shop has a longer, bigger stove and it can burn long things, but some of this got to even be cut in half. So anyways, I guess you could say I'm doing spring cleaning in a little way. I just didn't like right here. This whole area was just filled with all this odds and ends, and it doesn't look good. So call me anal, call me whatever you want. I don't want it looking like that. So I'm gonna take it. I took it over and I just dumped it in the corner in the shop. I'm gonna be burning wood in there for another month. So I can just grab this stuff, put it into the stove, and I don't have to restack it because it's all weird shapes and sizes. It doesn't stack very nice. So there's a nicely stacked firewood rack. So what I'd like to say is I had to pay my heating bill today. That's what I did. Instead of going down to the office or writing a check or getting the credit card out and going online, I moved 8 of this $15 cart, 8 loads of firewood, 3 to the shop and 5 to the front of the house. In my opinion, small price to pay to save a couple $100 at least, maybe more. That firewood will keep me heated probably for the next month. I think what I've stacked up, I don't think I'm going to be taking any more out of the woodshed unless it's a really cold March and some cold days in April or something. But we're halfway through February already, and I stocked this place up somewhat, not a lot, but so all this junky stuff here on the ground, I'm just gonna throw it in the stove. I mean, I can sit here like this for a week. I'll burn this up. It doesn't burn, it doesn't stay very long, keep very long. That's why I wanted to bring in some better wood for the shop. I've been burning all that punky stuff and it heats up, but you got to keep feeding it. Look, I'm even accumulating compost out here. I don't want to throw it out in the yard because I want it to go in my composter. I felt bad because I threw a banana peel out the window. Not because I was littering. but I want the compost. So anyways, here's the long stuff. I'm gonna bring over a sawhorse or something and fire up the chainsaw and cut this stuff down. This here can just get broken, obviously. But just a bunch of, this one I was gonna keep, but kind of weird to keep it. It's a hole where a squirrel made a nest in this log. I'll put it down here with the ugly wood, and you'll have a burn ugly wood day. And here are the big pieces. These are brothers or sisters to the one that caught on fire in the house and didn't fit into the wood stove. Jack had to try and make it fit. It was right on the edge. Had to make a quick decision. Get out of the house with a flaming piece of wood, or I don't know. So I just grabbed it and took it out the front door, threw it in the yard, thinking, oh, it's in the snow. It's snow. It'll just go right out. And it did go out. Go out there in the morning. All the snow and ice around it is is all melted away, and the dang log is smoldering. And didn't I go to PT, come home, and it was like, I don't know, it was weird. That thing when I came home was burning better than when I left. Just a piece of wood sitting in the front yard. All right, guys, I might come over here tonight. I got all the parts. I got sidetracked. I gotta make dinner. I don't know what I'm making. I know what I'm making. I made tuna casserole with black olives and something else and onions and celery, but Denise said I didn't use enough accoutrements. I didn't put enough black olives. I'm supposed to have like 2 or 3 black olives in every spoonful. All right, guys. I don't know. Our close the shop. Go get some dinner. I've been eating really late, and I'd rather eat early. So I think it's getting to be about 5 o'clock probably. Staying light, almost to 6 o'clock now. I mean, it was a beautiful day today. My goodness, man. I mean, I was just in a flannel shirt. It was chilly, but beautiful and sunny and not too humid. Boy, no more ice. All gone. Although actually, if you look in the trees, because the sun is south of us, right? If you look at the very tops of the trees and down there in that hollow, yes, the valley, there's still ice in those trees. Just a little bit. It's probably shaded enough that it was only like in the mid-30s today. Boy, garlic is growing. Every Thursday I'm taking a picture of the garlic and I'll make a collage or something. And once a month I'll put it on Y'all report. You can see this one stalk of garlic, how it's doing. Well, when I was using the little $15 wagon here, going back and forth getting wood for the shop, I also took a big ass roll of plastic into the house. And then I also got a 14 by 40 piece out, laid it out here on the cement pad and folded it up nicely, because when Tony and I put it away, we weren't in very good mood, and we just threw it in there. See right here? This is all solid ice. This is all ice here. Well, and then icicles coming down the window. I gotta get I gotta get gutters on this building. Creates problems, dangerous problems. See all that ice right there dripping off the roof? When it's just enough to melt some ice, then it drips and melts and freezes, drips, melts and freezes, and that can be dangerous. So need to get our butts in gear and address the guttering issue along with the cistern. Need to get the cistern going because that water melting off that roof could be filling up my tanks, which can water my garden so that I can put worm castings and compost on my foods to make it grow better so that I'm healthier and stronger. Yeah, Tom is and it all starts with this apple core going to my worms. Permaculture. These guys come up with all these freaking names for stuff. It's called working to live. What else do you want to call it? Working to live. It's simple. It's plain. It's what we do. Yep. If it's windy and I can't do the greenhouse, I'm coming over here and I'm getting that cut up and processed and stacked over here in this shed. It's ugly. And it's close to the house. You know, there's a lot of places where I can't get to or I don't have time to, but this is right next to the house. And there are a lot of branches here that could all, I mean, I know, you can just keep going and going and going. When do you stop? Tree blew down there. There's a huge branch off that tree right there. It needs to be pulled down by Bob. A few dead trees. I mean, just this area right here probably be a couple cords of wood. Because there's a few trees that got to come down. I mean, so like this guy here, this one here has got, I think, yeah, there's a few that are sketchy, not healthy, need to come out. They're like weeds, man. Got so many trees, it's ridiculous. But how do I pay my heat bill? I know Denise says, you got enough wood, you got enough wood for next year. I need to have 2 years supply of wood. It's too important. Then I feel comfortable. Right now, got more than a year if it's the same kind of winter. But, you know, but we had a pretty cold winter for Missouri, they say, compared to the last 3 or 4. So, you know, it all depends on what Mother Nature wants to do, man. She's teaching me a lesson in patience. When do you want to put that plastic on the greenhouse? When I'm ready to let you. That's when. All right, guys. Love y'all. Have a great night. Relax a little.